Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Binta and today I have another cooking video for you guys. In today's video we're going to be making sauce faringe or Domoda faringe, okay? That is how we call this meal in Gambia. So it's basically stew or soup made with some all-purpose flour, basically with some meat. You can use any type of meat that you want or you have, but I am going to be using hard chicken today. Hard chicken, okay? This chicken is like that very strong chicken that you need to tenderize first before anything because it's really hard, but it's absolutely good. So if you guys want to see how I prepare this delicious meal, stay tuned and watch the rest of the video. Thank you. Alright guys, so these are my ingredients for the sauce faringe, which is the flour stew, and here is some chicken, and this is hot chicken. You can use the soft chicken if that's what you have, but I prefer the hot chicken because it's so good. And yeah, that is what it looks like. This do take a long time to cook, so we're going to be cooking this in the pressure cooker first, okay? So yeah, and for the vegetables, here are some vegetables that I'm gonna be blending. Everything on this plate here, I'm going to be blending it. I have some garlic, I have some bell peppers, some onions, tomatoes, I have some long peppers and 2 jalapeno peppers. And like I said, everything here is going to be blended. And the second set of vegetables are not going to be blended. We're just gonna go ahead and add this while the soup is cooking. So they're going to be the floating vegetables, okay? So yeah, and for my seasoning, I have black pepper, I have garlic, I have some adobo, and I have some paprika, and of course I have 2 Maggi cubes, okay? And last but not least, I have some tamarind powder. If you don't have tamarind powder, you can use lemon while you're cooking, or you can use the regular tamarind. The regular tamarind is not juice, but it comes in a package, but it's not powder as well, so you can use that or you use lemon, but I'm going to be using the tamarind powder for today. So that is it for the ingredients, and of course we're going to be needing some salt and tomato paste as well, okay? I don't have that here, but while we're cooking you're going to see me use tomato paste, salt, and some oil. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the meat, and I'm gonna go ahead and season the meat with some black pepper. So basically I'm putting like a teaspoon of black pepper, and I'm gonna use some adobo, and I'm gonna put like almost a tablespoon. I don't measure, so I'm just gonna tell you guys how much I'm putting so you guys can know, but I don't really measure. So that's like a tablespoon, and I'm gonna put a teaspoon of garlic as well, and I'm gonna put a little bit of paprika, like half a teaspoon, and we're gonna go ahead and put our Maggi cubes. If you have onion powder, go ahead and add that. I don't have it, so I'm not even gonna bother. Okay guys, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put my meat in my pressure cooker, and you can go ahead and mix it here like so. You can add a little bit of water, optional. We're gonna go ahead and boil this for 15 minutes. So we're gonna cook this for about 15 minutes, and this is gonna just cut our cooking time into half, because like I said, this hot chicken takes a long time to cook, so you want to cook it first before you start like with your soup, okay? That is just a tip that I want to share with you guys, because if not, you're gonna be cooking this soup for like 2 hours and you don't need that much time. While our meat is cooking, let's go ahead and blend some vegetables, and I'm just gonna blend everything. Okay, our blended ingredients are here, and I'm gonna go ahead and wait for our chicken to cook before we start with the soup itself. Okay guys, our meat is half cooked and we're just gonna take it out from the pot. Okay, so this is the juice that came, the chicken broth. As you guys can see, we're not gonna throw this away, we're gonna use it later in the cooking, okay? Because this here is where all the juiciness is in, okay? All right guys, so here is my pot and I have some oil in it, and we're just gonna let that get hot before we start frying our cassava, which is some of our vegetables, the cassava and the potatoes. That's what we're going to be frying, and then we can go ahead and also fry our meat. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and start frying my chicken. Even though we cooked it, we're still gonna fry it. Okay, you guys can see it's getting brown. It's been frying for about 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, and we're just gonna let it get brown a little bit more, and then I'm gonna take it out. Alright guys, I am gonna go ahead and take the chicken out. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put some tomato paste in the oil, and we're going to be frying that as well. You want to fry your tomato paste because that helps darken your color, the color of the stew, because we want a very dark color, not like super dark, but you know, pretty, a beautiful red color stew. So we're gonna fry that for about 2 minutes until it changes color. As you guys can see, the color is starting to change. It's getting darker, and that is exactly what I want. And I'm just gonna keep stirring until I have a very dark burgundy color. Can you guys see that? Yeah, so this is exactly the color I was looking for. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add my blended ingredients into the pot. I'm gonna let this stew fry for some time, so the onions and everything will get like super caramelized, and we can take away that sweet onion taste away from it. Okay, alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of black pepper. So everything you're adding depends on how much you are cooking. Okay, I am cooking for 3 people, so that is why I'm adding a lot if you think it's a lot. Okay, now I'm adding 1 Maggi cube to it. You guys remember we still have the chicken broth that we made that came out from our chicken, so that is still on the side waiting. So I'm not gonna add more salt until I use the broth, because remember the broth already has some bouillon cubes and salt in it. So I'm gonna be adding a little bit of water as usual, and I'm just gonna let it fry again. Then we're gonna repeat that step again, okay? So now I'm gonna add my vegetables, the ones that we were supposed to put. Remember we didn't blend all the vegetables, so I still have some okra and the fried vegetables, some peppers and eggplant. So we're gonna add all of them to the pot. And give it a stir. Alright, I'm stirring again. Like I said, you have to keep stirring to prevent any bone residues. Guys, when you're cooking and your food has like all those bone particles, oh my goodness, it is so ugly and it doesn't taste good at all. So you want to keep stirring your stew or soup to prevent any burns, okay? So in about a minute, I am going to add water. This is how much water I have, because our onions are already fried and caramelized. So I'm gonna add this water to my pot, and then I'm gonna add my chicken to it. But before then, I'm gonna first of all add my broth before adding the water, just so I know I have like the perfect amount of water in my soup, okay? And then after that, all we need to do is let these vegetables cook really good, and then I am going to be putting a little bit of flour into the soup, and basically that should be it. So we are almost there. I believe we have only the vegetables that needs to get cooked right now. Alright guys, so now I'm gonna go ahead and add my chicken broth. And I didn't forget our tamarind powder. I'm gonna go ahead and add that now. So this is going to give the soup like a sour taste, and that's how you want it. If you don't want it too sour, then you can control it by putting whatever amount you want to put. But some people like it very sour, some people just like it medium sour. So it's kind of like up to you, okay? My husband don't like it too sour, so I'm just gonna put 1 pack. I think that should be enough for me. And if you don't have this, like I said, you can use lemon juice or freshly squeezed lemon. So it's up to you. I normally use the lemon, but because I have this, I prefer to use that. Yeah, it tastes so good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add my chicken. I'm telling you guys, I don't know if you guys ever tried these hot chicken, but this hot chicken is a killer. It is so good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add my water. And boom. So you're gonna let everything cook together and let the vegetables cook well done before I put my flour juice in there. So here is my flour. This is 1/3 cup of flour. Very, very small. You don't need a lot of flour. So that is how much I need, and we're gonna be using that later. Okay, so for now I'm gonna let the vegetable cook inside here for, let's say, 20 minutes. Give it 15 to 20 minutes, because I like my vegetables well done cooked. And from here you can taste for salt, and if you need to add more, go ahead. If it's okay, then you are good. And then I'm just gonna cover it and let everything cook together. Okay, so for the flour, you want to add a little bit of water to it, and then just stir it. Make sure you remove all the lumps in it. Just, you know, you want a very smooth flour, because if not, all these lumps are going to be in your stew. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more water because I don't want it too thick, and basically it's gonna be a little thick but not too thick. Yeah, that consistency is good, like so. Alright guys, so now it's been 20 minutes, and I'm just gonna check if my stuffs are cooked, and as you guys can see, it is cooked. There you go, that is what I wanted. I'm gonna remove them again and put them in a bowl. I'm removing everything, both the meat and the vegetables, because I don't want them to break while I'm putting trying to mix in the flour. And guys, after you remove your stuffs from the pot and you think you're not gonna have enough soup, maybe the water is small, you can go ahead and add more water, a little bit, before you add your flour, just so you have enough soup. Okay, that is what I'm doing. I'm just gonna go ahead, add more water. Make sure when you add the water, you taste your salt again. If it's not a lot of water, you should be good. Alright guys, now that it's boiling again, I'm gonna go ahead and mix the flour, and then we can add it to our sauce. Make sure you're stirring while you're adding it, okay, to prevent any lumps. That's what it looks like. And if you want it a little thicker, you can add more flour, but like I told you guys, I don't like mine too thick. I just like it medium thick. So as you guys can see, flour cooks really quickly, so you don't have to wait for a minute or two. I am done, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put my ingredients that I already brought out of the stew, like so. So some people will not take anything out, they'll just add the flour while everything is in, but for me, to be on the safe side, I just like to take it out just to prevent my stuffs from breaking while I am stirring, because that was a very good stir we gave it. So yeah, look at all that. Yay. So guys, basically this is it. Our flour stew is done. Sauce faringe, that's what we call it in Gambia, Domoda faringe, or sauce faringe, whichever one you want to say. But yeah, Domoda faringe. So yeah, that is how we cook Gambia's Domoda faringe, and we like to enjoy this with rice, and it is so yummy, I'm telling you. Basically, that is it for this video. I'm just gonna go ahead and put some on my rice and enjoy it because I'm very hungry. Like, I am so hungry. Like, I am so hungry, literally. So yeah guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.